Welcome back to Phillips Hot Rod Garage. All right guys, thanks for hanging out another week. I'm really happy with the progress that I made last week. I got the custom hinge pins made for the trunk. Got it back on the car to where it'll open and close now so I can see what I'm working with. Now I did find that the trunk does not fit the quarter panels as it should. The quarter panels have a little bit more curve than the trunk has. The trunk's a little more flat. So what I've got to try to do is I got to try to spring this trunk a little bit. I'm going to try to just open it up and bend it. Hopefully it'll move pretty easy. And try to get it bent to match the quarter panels. I want to do that before I take it off. But then I want to take the trunk off and I want to strip all this paint off. I really want to see what the sheet metal looks like on this trunk before I do a whole lot of in-depth work on the trunk trying to do any rust repair. I want to make sure that this thing doesn't need a skin on it. I don't know if there's any body filler under here. It looks like maybe just cracked paint. So I want to strip it down, get it to the bare metal so I can see what's going on. I've got to fill in this hole where somebody converted this trunk into a rumble lid. They drilled a hole here. I got to fill that in, and then I got to figure out what they've got filling in this hole where the trunk latch used to be. They filled it in with something. I don't know what they got in there, so we're going to get the paint off and see what this thing looks like. So first thing I want to do is see if I can get it to fit a little better. Then we'll take it off and get to stripping. All right, so right here you can see what I'm talking about. It fits kind of flush along here. Then the trunk gets too low right through here. And then when it gets down here, it's flush. And then at the bottom, it's actually sticking out. So I got to try to raise the trunk up in this area and try to get it in at the bottom down here. So I'm just going to grab it and start twisting on it, see if I can get it to move. This may or may not work. And if it doesn't work, I can always try something else. Well, I think that did help. That helped a lot, actually. All right, we got to go up a little bit more right here. And this has still got to go in some more. So let me do it again. I'm just going to put pressure up on it in the area that's got to go up. Smack it in at the bottom. It's moving easy. This thing is just a sheet metal skin over a stamped sheet metal inner piece. So it's not real thick metal. It's moving easy. So let's try it. I lost my place there. I lost my place. Trying to talk too much. Lost my place. All right, here we go. Well, that's not bad at all, but it needs a little bit more. Right here. Right here. Whole car's moving. It's pretty good. All right, so you can see there, it's starting to look like we want it to look. It's got to come up just a little bit more right here, but I think the plan that I had is working. It looks like it's coming along nicely, but down here at the bottom, there's still some issues to deal with. So we'll get this area right here took care of, and then we'll work on this. And then we got to get over here on the passenger side, see if we can get it lifted up right through here in this area. All right, I think I'm happy with that. Let me get on the passenger side now. All right, guys, well, that does kind of hurt my hands a little bit, smacking on it like that. So got this hammer. I'm gonna try and see if it'll help me out a little bit, see if it'll work any better and not hurt my hands. All right, right in this area here, it's got to come up right there. That's sort of working. Sort of working. Try it one more time. I don't want to damage the lip right here, but it's not. It's actually not. I know it sounds like I'm hitting it really hard and it could damage it, but honestly it's not. It's doing really, really good. I'm pleased with what it's, or how it's coming along. I really am. All right, back to the hand trick. Yep, it's hard to do left-handed though. Hard to do left-handed. I'm right-handed. So I found the driver's side to be easier. Definitely. Let's put some weight in it, huh? Maybe that'll work. About 220 pounds. It's getting real close. We got to come up right in here a little bit more. And here's a look at it. You can see right here, we still got to come up. All through here. All through that area. Got to come up. But that driver's side is looking nice. Yeah, I finally reached the limit and made it go too far. A little too much weight. Maybe that 220 I said was wrong. Might be more like 230 or 40. I don't know. Anyway, now I got to bend it back a little bit. It moved easier than I thought it would. Would you look at that? Yep. Now I got to fix that problem. Went too far. Yep. Way too far. Well, that, not too bad actually. It's getting better. A little bit more, I'm gonna have it. Okay, it's about right to right here now, but from here down, I gotta come out with it just a little bit. right in here. Well, I think that's nearly perfect. That's nearly perfect. Definitely in the ballpark. All right, so there's the passenger side now. That is really nice, guys. I am happy with that. And then back to the driver's side. It's real good. Real good. I don't think you're going to get any better than that. All right, so looking across the top, I got a nice gap all the way across. This is lined up really good now, all the way down both sides. Another view of that gap from the driver's side. Lined up well here. But I still got a problem on the bottom. It's touching. So, with this lined up correctly, and I can't go any further up across the top, I have no gap across the bottom. What do I do? I can't just pick it up to get a crack and latch it down right here. If I do, it's sticking up the whole entire way. So, this aftermarket panel, I wonder if it's a little bit taller. I wonder if it is. I can either shorten this piece, this new panel, or I can shorten the trunk. Either way, one of these has got to be shortened. And at first you might think the best thing to do might be to shorten this piece and leave the trunk as is, since it's original and this is an aftermarket piece. But I've already got problems with the skin right here anyway. And I've got to come under here and completely rebuild all this rusty stuff. And this new panel is all brand new and nice. So the best thing to do might be just to modify this, since I've got to do work there anyway, and just leave that alone. Less work to do. I don't know. But we're going to save that for another day. That's going to be a good project, and I got to get a good plan and get it figured out what I'm going to do. So what I want to do right now to finish up this video is go ahead and get all the paint off this trunk so we can take a look at this skin and see what we're working with. All right, guys, I've been scraping on this for a little bit, but I've run into some body filler right here and right over here that I'm gonna have to knock off with a sander. So I wanna go ahead and sand this section down and see how good this lip is along the bottom, see what's going on right here, and see why they got that body filler over there. So let's go ahead and get this section sanded and see what we're working with here. Well, I got good news and I got bad news. The good news is hinges are done. I beat it into submission and it fits now on both sides. It looks great. Got a nice gap across the top, nice gaps down the sides. Fits real good. And I got it stripped across the bottom so I could see what I'm working with down here. But that's where the bad news comes in. I'm not working with much down here. It's pretty bad. Let me show you. All right, so there was a big dent right here. They drilled some holes in it, hooked a snatch bar in it, snatched it out. They didn't do too good of a job. It's still pretty low right there. And they just filled it in with body filler. I can fix that. That's not a big deal. A good thing is there's really no rust across the bottom of that skin. That's a good thing. No rust to deal with. But it is cracked on each side at the bottom. And then I got this problem. That is a nasty, terrible way to go about trying to fill in that hole. And they've left me not much to work with as far as trying to put it back to where I can put a latch in there again. I mean, if it was just that brass, I could try to work with trying to get that out and fix the hole like it should be, but for some reason, not only did they braze it up, but they beat it in so it's bent around it. Got all this brass to deal with. It's got a crack right here where they tried to fix that. I don't know what they were thinking. So here's the deal. I've got all this rust across here that's got to be fixed. It's bent under here. It's pretty bad shape around where they had the hinges on here for the rumble lid. It's cracked around them. That's got to be fixed. The hole here's got to be filled in where they put a latch in here for the rumble lid at some point. That's got to be fixed. This lip's got to be shortened, or either this panel's got to be shortened. I got this that's got to be dealt with. I got cracks on each side. And I got this that's got to be filled in. And then it's just bent all over. There's a dent here, a dent here, a dent there, a dent there. There's a dent here. It's warped on the corners up here. when I go to put this patch in right here, it's going to end up with a little bit of warpage. Hopefully not much, but I know I'm going to have filler there. When I'm done with this trunk, if I do get this fixed and all that fixed, I'm going to end up most likely with a coat of body filler over the whole thing. I can handle that part, but my question now is, do I continue with this trunk? This is the best one I have. I do have another trunk with a lower section in it that I can cut out to go in here, but that's going to be a lot of work. I got all that to do, all this to do. So I'm kind of in a little bit of a dilemma. I'm questioning myself what I should be doing here. I can strip this part later. This is not a big deal. I fully expect to find under here some dents, of course, but I don't expect to find a whole lot of major issues up here. Down here was where I was really worried. So do I continue on this trunk? Do I try to find another one? The other 2 trunks and 1 piece of a trunk that I have to get that lower section out of, none of those are worth using either. This is the best one I have. So do I continue on this, or do I go back to the drawing board, try to find another trunk? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm going to be thinking about that. So you guys leave me a comment. I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know what you think about this. Would you continue on and try to fix this trunk? Would you guys like to see that happen? I think I can do it, but it's going to take a lot of time, and there's going to be several videos in getting this trunk done. I guarantee it, because it's going to take a lot of time to get this done. So would you guys like to see that? Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the progress so far. I'm really happy with the way it fits. I'm happy with the way it's swinging up and down and working. But do I stop right there, or do I keep going? I don't know. I'm going to think about it. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.